Hi, today I'm gonna show you how to make this title card in Apple Motion. So this video is for Confused Doyaji in our Final Cut. So this is how to make this kind of title card in Apple Motion. So this is my settings. I'm using a preset of 4K with the frame rate of 23.98 frames per second and with the duration of 5 seconds. I have here the image that you have provided. In this image, we have a few text. So we have this upper text, then the logo and the title and quote of the artist. So let's start. First things first is let's rename this group as our source. And then let's create a new group, Command-Shift-N, and let's add some text. I'm gonna add some text here. The first one, create the text inside that. So source, I'm gonna use the font Bebas. Then here on the properties, I'm gonna rename the position, reset that I mean. And then group this, Command-Shift-G. Then adjust the position of the text again. Change the appearance. Change the font color to black. Then rename this as text1 or T1. Then adjust the group to align with the text from earlier. Okay. And then create the shapes. Okay, then I'm gonna group this rectangle. Rename it as BG. And then let's zoom this red line. So I'm gonna make just a bezier line. Okay, then turn off fill, change the color to red of the outline, change the start cap and end cap to none, maybe increase the width around 15. Let's adjust the position of the bezier around here. Okay, the length, let's adjust the length of the shape. Let's make it to negative 55 and 55. Then let's group this bezier and the background as background final. Okay, and then let's group them, Command-Shift-G. Let's set that group or rename that group as header. And then let's create this lower part. I can just duplicate the header to make this tutorial fast. Header, then let's rename it as title. Then adjust the position of this title here. Turn off the text, adjust the BGF. So I'm gonna turn off the bezier for a while. Then here on the BG copy, I'm gonna adjust the size to match the text here or the background here. Okay, so I just recreated the background and text and this red part. Now let's make the logo area. So here on the title group, let's make a new drop zone. So Command-Shift-D. Okay, let's put that inside. Then let's rename this as logo drop zone. Then here on the logo drop zone, let's group this one, Command-Shift-G. And then let's group that again, Command-Shift-G. Then let's rename this group as LDZ and the other one as LDZ final. Let's turn off the LDZ final and then let's add a shape mask on here to match this shape here for the logo. So Option R, and then let's add a shape like this. Okay, then turn on the LDZ app And here on the LDZ group, let's adjust the scale of this one and then put it inside there. Okay, so here on the rectangle mask, go to mask and size, then adjust the height so that it will be similar to the BG copy. So BGF copy, the rectangle, it's 290. Let's change it to 290. And here on the rectangle mask, let's set it to 290, the height. Okay. So if we turn off our source, we have this. Then now, here on the title, let's do some minor adjustment so that it aligns correctly or aligns well with our text. Let's do that also for the Bezier line. So if we do Shift T, we can see that transparent background. We can see here that there's some gaps here. So let's move our Bezier line. Okay, let's look at the other side. So there's a space here. So adjust. Okay, so Shift Z to pick the composition. And then, okay. Then let's create this text, the quote area. So here on the group, let's just create a new text. So let's retype this. Okay, let's maybe use a different font, maybe Montserrat. Okay, then retype everything. Let's of course change the alignment. And then go to layout. You can change the layout method to around paragraph. Yep, then adjust the margin here. So margins, you can see here. Okay. And then bottom margin. Okay, something like this. Let's go to properties, reset the position of that one. Let's group that and rename it as quotes. Then adjust the position of this quote itself. Then reset again the position. Okay, then go to text and then adjust the format of the text. Let's turn off the source and see. So this one is okay. You can, you can fine tune it later. Okay. And then let's also create a text for this. Let's rename it as, or let's copy the text. Of course, you change the alignment. So maybe we change later, and no problem. And change the font size, our font to bold. That one is okay. Let's turn up the source. So that one is, can fine tune later. Go to properties, reset the position, then group it, then adjust again. So this one, I don't know what font they have used, but I assume it's like this. Of course not. You can edit later. Let's rename it this group as the title. Oh, no, not title, name. And then let's create this box here. So this is my approach. There's some different approach that you can do. So I'm just gonna do it something like this, or maybe around there. Let's create a rectangle. So press R on your keyboard and then highlight. Okay. Then let's group that. Let's rename it as outline Q or outline codes. So here on the outline Q group, let's adjust the position a bit to line up with the red one. Let's go to shape, then change the width to match up correctly around 1820. Then set the height to maybe 1535 so that it's clean. Now here on the style, turn off fill, check outline, change the color, then change the width. Okay, then let's go to geometry again, then adjust the maybe height a bit. Okay, so maybe 15. So let's change that to 15. And then change the start and end cap to none. Then adjust this first point and last point. Okay, let's set it to around here, 60. And then the other one, okay, 16. Now this outline Q group, let's clone this. Press K on your keyboard. And then we just need to flip this around. Okay. Okay. Later we're gonna animate. For now, let's just design. Then this coat, maybe we can, look at the shapes. So there's no shape available. So let's just recreate this coat. So press B on your keyboard and just let's make this one. So a little bit of fine tuning the shape. Control 6. Okay, let's turn off the source. So seems okay. Let's just group this. So Command Shift G. Let's rename it as coat mark. And then let's maybe clone this one. Okay, for now, let's just clone the top one. Let's group them as Command Shift G. Let's rename it that top mark. So I'm not sure how should we animate that later. Now let's proceed, or let's turn off all of this. Then let's leave our source. Now let's look at the background. So we have a drop zone here for the image and textured file or texture with a wrap edge. So this one is really easy. First thing is we need to make a drop zone. So Command Shift D. Let's rename this drop zone as media drop zone. Let's group this one, Command Shift G, then group it again. So the first group, let's rename it as MDZ, and the other one MDZF. Let's turn that off. And then let's create, or let's add a color solid. So go to add object, generators, and color solid. Let's change it to black. Okay, let's turn that off. Now let's group this MDZF. Oh no need to group. Let's add a mask here. So option B. And then here on the middle part, you just create your own look. Maybe something like this. Okay, you can just fine tune it later. Okay, let's turn on our MDZF. So we will have this. And here on the color solid, let's turn that on. Of course, it will cover the MDZF. So this Bezier mask, let's drag that to color solid and then invert mask. So we have this now. So here on the MDZ, or here on the color solid, let's add a filter here. So on the Bezier mask, so go to filters, stylize and crystallize. Then turn up speed, turn up smooth. Set the speed to 0, then feathering also to 0, then adjust the size. So we have something like this. Oh, my mistake. Maybe no need to add Bezier mask for the MDZ app because we have this color solid already. Okay, then let's group them. So Command Shift G. Let's rename it as BG. Then let's turn off them. Then look at our source. So here on our source, we have this plus sign. So here on the BG, let's turn that on. Then let's add some plus icon or plus sign. So go to library, shapes, then where is it? Okay, there's no positive plus sign here. Let's take a look at it. Wait for a while. Shapes and so there's no arrow sign. We can just create our shape. So press R on your keyboard. And then let's create that shape. Let's turn off them, the other one, and let's create this shape. So you can just combine two rectangles, or you can just trace this using the Bezier. Maybe let's trace it much easier. Or much, I don't know, it depends on you. Let's trace this one. Okay, now we have this. So it looks quite bad. You can see it in here. So let's adjust the points a bit. Okay, so that's okay. And then we can see that the cross is not, or the cross is only visible on this part and on this part. So the thing we need to do is just, let's group this first, Command Shift G. And maybe let's replicate. Yeah, let's replicate this one. So as you've seen, after I press L on my keyboard, the replicator goes here outside our source. So the thing we need to do is go back to our group, this group. Let's rename it as source. Let's clone this first, turn off our source, and then this clone, let's press L so that we have the replicator. So we can approach this in different ways. We can just create a line, or yeah, we can create a line, but to make this much faster, let's set it to rectangle and tile fill and adjust the size. So let's set it here. Then the width to cover up here. And height, let's reset the properties of the position. Then group this 3. Let's group it as accent. Let's put them here. Then increase the column and rows. Okay, this one might be okay. And then here on the accent, let's just mask the areas we don't want. So option R, or option B, I mean. What happened? Oh, okay, delete that. Option B. Then let's mask out the areas we don't want. Okay, then select in burst. So we have this. Later we can change the opacity of this one, no problem. Okay, let's see. So let's turn back on the other ones. So we have now this. Oh, here on the MDZ app, let's adjust the position of the MDZ group. So let's set it like this. Yes. Now let's proceed to the animation part. This one will be very easy. So let's start with the title, or no, not the title, the header. Start with the header. So here on the BG app, here on the Bezier, so there's two ways we can animate this. No, only one. So let's animate the Okay, which one? First point offset. So around 20 frames. Okay. And then set Control A, go to this one, keyframe editor, Control A, this one, the keyframe offset, and then is both. This tutorial will make it easy. So is both. And then here on the BG rectangle, we can animate the scale, of course. But in this situation, we already adjusted the first bezier like this. So this rectangle, let's animate the scale. Let's go to shape. Then here on the size geometry, so width, let's set it to 755. Let's divide this 755 to 2. Wait, I'm gonna use calculator. Feel lazy to think. Okay, so 377.5. So here on the anchor point, let's set the x to 377.5. No, negative, because we want the animation to start from left to right, so it's negative. And then here on the position x, minus 377.5 also. Now, let's animate the scale, the x. So here, around 5, then around 101, set to 100. So if we scrub through, okay, we have this. Go to keyframe editor and adjust also again the keyframes. Maybe this one let's manually adjust. So it looks bad, the timing. Let's adjust the timing of this one. Around here. Still bad. Maybe. So the bezier, let's just adjust it manually. The keyframes. Okay, now let's adjust this. Okay. Okay, in your project, you just fine-tune it. Then the next step, let's animate the text. So this is really easy. Let's use the presets available for us. So go to library, go to behaviors. Then here on the text animation, or no, text sequence, let's select text basic. Let's set slide in. Slide in, okay. So apply that to your text and then trim it around maybe here, 15. Go to inspector. Then here on the behaviors, let's take a look first. Okay, it's correct. It goes backwards. So backwards, start from the end part. And then let's maybe change this to not character but by word. Okay. Then now let's adjust this T1 so that it appears after or in the middle of this white. So adjust a bit. Okay, then the next thing is we need to use masking. So here on the BG, clone this, then rename it as mask. Then here on the T1, Command Shift M, then drag this mask to that source well, and if we scrub through, okay, so quite easy. So we finished the header. Let's go to which one? Which one is this? Okay, title. So title is the bottom part. Okay, and then let's animate the BGF copy, the background, white background. We can animate the scale, of course, again. So in this case, in this situation, let's scale through the Y. So let's set the Y to 0. Okay, and then maybe 15 frames. Set to 100. Okay, let's take a look or adjust the keyframe handles. Okay, that's okay. And then this one, the Bezier, let's slide this. So around here is the end of our white background. So let's start, or let's animate this Bezier. So add the keyframe for the X around 10. Then like this. Okay. As you can see, if we adjust like this, it doesn't look good, right? Then you just need to put it below the layer so that it's hidden. So it's like this and like that. Let's adjust the keyframe handles. Okay. Then for the text, let's go to our okay. So here on the position, let's reset this. So it's outside and then okay, just like this. Now here for the text, let's add the behavior again. Let's maybe select a different animation here. Okay, paid lines in. Let's apply that. Then trim again, maybe not too long, around 20 frames. Go to inspector and then okay, let's add some position here. Let's add parameter format position and then let's start from the bottom. Let's turn off the opacity or turn on the opacity first and then bottom just like this. Okay, too slow, right? Let's go to controls, then increase the spread to around like this one. Then apply speed per object, correct? Then change the speed to custom. Let's animate this. Okay, and then okay. Then as same as earlier, let's clone this BG copy, clone that one. Let's rename that clone as mass. Then here on the T1, Command Shift M. Then drag that there. And if we scrub through our timeline, we have this. Okay, then if you can see, let's adjust now the start point of this one for the text. So it will look like that. Okay, so this Bezier line, let's go back to our first keyframe and then add some behavior. Let's make it easy, basic motion and paid in, paid out. So this paid in time, let's set it to 15. And then paid out time to 0. Then if we take a look, of course, you can see that the behavior starts here because our Bezier line starts from here. So what we need to do, let's just trim this Bezier line here, and then like that. Next is our logo. Let's animate the scale of this one. So here on the scale, let's add a link parameter here, y to x. So add parameter behavior link, then drag this LDZ to the link, then source parameter properties, transform, and scale x. Okay, and then here on the x, let's animate maybe 15 frames again. So the first keyframe is 0, and then like that. Okay, it looks bad. Let's turn off our BG and source so that we can, let's do transparent background. Okay, it looks bad. So we can, if this scale, okay, not the LDZip. So let's animate the logo itself, this one. Okay, my mistake. Let's remove the animation here. Let's animate this rectangle mask. So let's do a link again, y to x. Okay, then let's animate the keyframe handles. Then here on our LDZ, let's add some behavior here. So let's go to behaviors, basic motion, and grow shrink. So here scale to, let's increase it to around 3%. Then if we go to our end frame, we can see it increase a bit. So maybe around 10, 15. Yeah, 15 is okay. So it depends on you. So let's turn on our BG. Then if we take a look, okay. Then here on the title, maybe we can, so let's take a look first. Let's add some position here. Let's animate the position of this one. So let's add some Y position. You can skip this or you can follow. It depends on you. Just a little bit. Okay. Okay, not yet saved. And then let's now animate the quotes area. So the text here, let's animate it by line. So select your text or your quote area, go to library, and then let's animate for words in. Paid words in. Okay, apply that. Then trim it to however you like. Then let's go to the first frame. Okay, we have something like that. Then we can adjust the spread a bit. So if we adjust it around here, okay. So that one, it looks good. Then here on the name for this one, let's add, okay, let's reset the position of this one. Okay, let's just do the common one. Go to library again, then slide in, apply that to your text, then change the animate. So it depends on you. I'm gonna set it to line. Oh, set it to line. Then set the position around positive 100. Okay, also trim it. And then let's animate now this outline. So go to shape, then here on the first point and last point, let's animate that. It's around, okay, here first. Okay. Okay, so here, then maybe 20 frames. And this one is okay. You just adjust it on your bird side. Then let's adjust the handles again. Okay. Now let's animate this top mark. Okay, so what kind of animation do we want in this one? Let's make it very simple. Let's just animate the position. Okay, around 10. Then some opacity. Don't forget to adjust the handles to make it look a bit much nicer. Okay, now let's clone this top mark, clone that one, then adjust the flip the rotation, and then put it below. Then let's take a look. Okay, now let's turn off everything except for BG. Except for BG. And then here on the MDZF, let's animate the position of this one. We can use keyframe or use the move behavior. So this one, let's just use the move behavior. So go to behaviors, basic motion, and move. Then change the direction to from. Of course, don't forget to trim this one because if not, it will end up to this side. So let's set it around 20. Then change the speed to is both. So it will be like this. Okay. So here for the black solid, how should we animate this? I'm not sure yet. So for the accent, let's proceed to accent. Here on the replicator, go to behaviors, then replicator, sequence replicator. Then leave it like this. Then sequencing to 2. Then add parameter behavior or add parameter opacity. Then set it to 0. then unit size to all, then set unit size to all. Then let's take a look. Of course, it's not working well. Change the speed to ease in and ease out, and maybe change the sequencing to true. Okay, object, I mean. Let's change the unit size to object. Then spread to however you like. Okay, it's too slow. Let's increase the loops. So as you can see, it starts from the middle to outside. So if you want to change that, go to replicator, and then origin. Just leave it there. Then here on the shuffle order, you click that one so that the cross shape will randomize. Then here on the scale randomness, can increase that one. And then opacity gradient, you can add a color here. So around like this. Okay. Then here for the color solid, maybe we can just leave it there. I'm not sure. Let's just add some texture for this one, because in our source file, you can see there's a texture here. So in your case, if you downloaded the texture file, you can just put it here and then overlay it. So in this case, I'm gonna create my texture. I'm gonna add an object, generator, and clouds. And then maybe turn up this. Oh, no, not clouds. I'm gonna use a different, okay, generators and caustics. I'm gonna use caustics. And then increase the size, reduce the speed to 0. Okay. And then, okay. Then add some filter on this caustics. So filters, color, and levels. Change the histogram to alpha. And then adjust the like this. Okay. Then I'm gonna group this, Command-Shift-G. Then this color solid, I'm gonna clone this. And then I'm gonna rename this as mask. Then here on the caustics, I'm gonna add some image mask. Command-Shift-M. Then drag this here so that the caustics only visible here. Then I'm gonna group this texture and the mask and color solid in one group. Then put that below. Then I'm gonna add some noise, filter, stylize, add noise, change to Gaussian, and around maybe like this. Yes, okay. Then this caustics, I'm gonna increase the width and height. Then I'm gonna add a randomized filter here on the Z rotation. Okay, not a good idea. Let's delete that one. I'm gonna add some keyframes here. Okay, then here on the keyframe behavior or keyframe editor, I'm gonna select all the keyframes and gonna change the interpolation to constant, and then click here. After last keyframe, maybe ping pong. Oh, no, not ping pong, maybe repeat. Oh, repeat is okay. And I'm gonna go back to our first frame, and we will have something like this. I'm gonna add some strobe filter here. So filters, time, and strobe, maybe 9. Too much, or maybe 3. Okay, we have something like this. And let's adjust the strobe again. Or no, not the, let's adjust the keyframes. We'll set it to around maybe 4. Okay, let's take a look. Then you can fine tune the size and other thing here. Then maybe change the blend mode to maybe overlay or soft light. Okay, so just maybe leave it to normal. So we have something like this. Let's turn on everything. And if we go back to our first frame. Okay, so it's almost finished. Maybe we can fine tune a bit the animation and the in and outs. But for now, this is, I think, good. Okay, so that's how to create a template or title card in Motion. I'm gonna finalize this up and upload, and you can download it for free. So I hope that you have enjoyed this template creation tutorial in Apple Motion for Final Cut Pro. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. It will uh, it will make me feel much more motivated to create more tutorials for Apple Motion and Final Cut Pro. One thing to remember is that this is only the in. I didn't do the out because this tutorial will be much more longer than that. So you can do the out, but for now this is the built-in of a template. Thank you and see you again next time.